Good morning, everyone. How are you today? Today we're going to be talking about if you're struggling with emotional eating and some things that you need to know. So today we're going to learn to control this cycle, okay, by actually recognizing what is causing it and what's actually triggering you. I'm Kelsie Michaud, Certified Health and Life Coach. And if you come on today, please say hello. I'd love to say hi to you. And if you catch the replay, #replay. And if you have any questions at all as I go along, please feel free to pop it in the comments. I'm happy to answer your questions for you. So, there's so many people that actually cope with their difficult emotions or difficult situations just by reaching for comfort food. So, you grab the ice cream or you grab the macaroni and cheese, whatever is so comforting to you. And it may seem like that's just going to make everything be okay. And there is actually a reason that you reached for those kinds of foods, okay? There's these parts in our brain that are rewarded from eating these types of high fat and high sugar foods. And when we reward that kind of behavior, it's more likely to be repeated, right? I mean, think of your, hey, good morning, Rose, how are you? Think of your dog or your pet. When you give them a treat or a reward for doing something, they're gonna wanna do it again and do it again and do it again because they want to continually get that reward from you. Or even a child, when you reward them with something for maybe some good behavior, we're hoping that good behavior will stick and it will continue. And it's the same thing when we reward ourselves. Our brain is like, okay, yeah, I've just been rewarded, so I'm going to expect that again. So the thing though with when you eat the comfort food, when these things get a little tough for you, which is why we call it emotional eating or or stress eating, I should say. It's not this. This isn't the solution to the challenge that has come up for you. Okay, so emotional eating or stress eating isn't going to help solve your problem. It's only going to work temporarily because it's going to feel good at first, but then those negative emotions are still going to be there when you're done, okay? And sometimes even a little worse, because then sometimes you're a little mad at yourself for eating all that you did. And what makes that even worse is that, it causes this longer term distress if you end up gaining weight due to your emotional eating. So it's like a double-edged sword almost. So let's talk about some causes of emotional eating, okay? So if you can figure out why you need that comfort food at certain times, then you may be better able to actually stop the stress eating or the emotional eating by figuring out why you needed that comfort food in the first place, okay? Is it something that helps calm you down? Does it help cheer you up? Is it going to actually compensate you for that tough day that you just had? Or maybe it's a combination of all of these things. So simply by recognizing your thought pattern, it can actually make it easier to just resist the temptation of actually giving in. And it also creates or helps you to realize that emotional eating, it doesn't solve the problem that made you upset in the first place. So by knowing your emotional triggers, let's figure that out, okay? You got to figure out what your emotional trigger is first. So figuring this out is going to keep, like, say you could keep a food diary for yourself, okay? And that's just, keeping record of not only what you ate, but how much you ate as well, all right? And also even how you feel at the time. So what you ate, how much of it, and how you were feeling at the time. You want to write this down and keep a little log of it, record it. And I know it sounds like really simple, like totally simplistic and maybe even a little silly, but I wouldn't be telling you this if it didn't work. Okay, so once you recognize and you see the pattern, there's your open window, there's your open door, okay, to develop a strategy that can actually break it, break that that habit. So for instance, if you often eat because you think you deserve it just after you've had a really long day, you've had a tough day, so you're going to comfort eat, stress eat, emotionally, whatever you want to call it, after your long, tough day. And the thing is, you have to remember, you feel that like in that moment you deserve it, but you also deserve to lose the weight too, which is your goal most of the time, right? okay? You know, you deserve to be able to feel healthy, and you deserve to be proud of yourself. So if you eat because of stress, first of all, you won't lose the weight if you're under the stress, because that's just the science behind it. You know, when your body is under stress, it's going to hold on to everything, and it's not going to want to lose that weight for you, okay? So you need to learn to dial back that stress a little bit, all right? And these are techniques, you know, that I teach my clients, and which is why they're so successful. But when you de-stress, you make it something you enjoy, okay? It could be something like yoga or meditation, or just some regular exercise can help you to reduce your stress levels. Whatever works best for you, whatever you feel like you know is going to make you feel good. You know your body best, right? And you know how you feel, and you know what feels good to you. So that's why it's important to find things that really do feel good for you, that you can incorporate on a regular basis, because that's just gonna make you feel good overall, incorporating that day after day. And then that becomes a new habit for you. So another thing is to distract yourself, okay? So the best distractions from emotional eating are the things that actually take, you know, a very little amount of time, like maybe 5 minutes or so, you know, just long enough to kind of switch those gears in your brain. So some ideas could be, you know, just going for a walk, just sitting outside and taking in the fresh air, taking in the scenery, putting on some favorite music of yours maybe, and even dancing to it. Maybe just calling a close friend and having a chat, helping to get some things up and out and off your chest. But the more ways that you can think of to distract yourself, the easier it's going to become over time to stop that stress eating. Because instead, you know, resisting all of this is going to create this new habit for you. So that's going to start to trip those triggers in your brain, and trip those wires to rewire to new and better habits the more you do them. So if you feel like, you know, you've been unsuccessful to try to stop stress eating on your own, I'm very happy to chat with you about your own personal health and wellness goals. So, you know, let's have a quick reframe. The next time you have a stressful situation, try saying to yourself, okay, I'm really upset, but if I eat to comfort myself, I'll feel upset about my weight too, right? Instead, let's say, okay, I'll go for a walk so I can calm down and feel better. Something as simple as that. Super, super simple. We make it a lot harder than it has to be, I think. So simple, and that becomes a new habit the more often you do that, and that becomes your go-to if you continue to practice that. Okay? See how that works? It's very simple. It's not hard at all. So it may take a combination of strategies to stop stress eating, but becoming aware of the problem is a really good first step to start to breaking that cycle for you. So let me know if you have any questions. I'm happy to answer them for you. If there's no questions now, I'm going to hop off. But I hope everyone has a beautiful day, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye, guys.